Today on CCX News, food shelf visits at an all-time high. Now Minnesota's largest hunger relief organization announces a new initiative to cut hunger in half. Minnesotans visited local food shelves a record 7.5 million times last year. The plan is to cut that number in half by 2030. To do that, Brooklyn Park-based Second Harvest Heartland is launching a new initiative called Make Hunger History.
If we get all in, business leaders, policymakers, volunteers, supporters, advocates, we can get ahead of hunger. We can target the roots of the problem. We can reimagine our work right here at Second Harvest Heartland to get more of the right food right where it's needed most.
Officials from Second Harvest joined state lawmakers and business leaders Monday morning for the Make Hunger History kickoff event. Some of the changes Second Harvest plans to implement include using mapping capabilities to identify hunger hotspots to get food where it's needed most, creating new food pickup sites at places like libraries and fire stations, and forming a coalition of food shelves and other nonprofits aimed at getting the legislature to address some of the root causes of hunger, such as access to affordable housing, transportation, and health care.
We're going to work across the spectrum of things that we can deliver. We're going to measure it. We're going to hold ourselves accountable, and we are going to reduce hunger in Minnesota. The country needs someone, and it just as well be Minnesota, to be the beacon to show this can happen.
During Monday's kickoff event, Cargill and Target announced each of their companies will donate $10 million to help fund this new initiative. Second Harvest officials say it'll take between $150 and $250 million to achieve its goal of cutting hunger in half. 2023 proved to be one frustrating year for home buyers who experienced a triple whammy. Inventory declined while interest rates rose, and home prices did the same. So what will happen in 2024? Will there be signs of improvement? Corey Bork visited with a Maple Grove realtor who was able to give us some bold predictions.
Soon it will be the Super Bowl, and after the big game, home sales typically pick up. But 2023 was anything but typical, with a 17% drop in sales.
Depending on the part of town, we're seeing sales were down 20 to 30% in some areas.
Maple Grove realtor Brandon Doyle with the Doyle Real Estate team says mortgage rate increases led to higher payments, but not a drop in home prices.
The affordability for those people was challenging, as well as the lack of inventory.
The median sales price in the Twin Cities was $368,000 last year. Homebuyers would have to make about $100,000 a year to comfortably afford that price. But Doyle says 2024 offers a glimmer of hope. Listings are up slightly, while interest rates have declined.
I think we're going to see a very busy spring market, and then depending on what rates do, that momentum will either carry through to the summer, or we could see just a stabilization across the board.
Doyle sees the biggest opportunity for the move-up buyer who wants new construction. He also sees activity in and around the northwest suburbs.
Plymouth has really been a luxury market, so the Hollydale neighborhood is booming. A lot of people want to be in there. Of course, that's going to be $1 million to $2 million, so not everyone can afford that. The more affordable areas are kind of just surrounding Maple Grove. So we're looking at Rogers and Corcoran and Dayton. A lot of great options available for families.
Doyle also predicts more people willing to make a move.
I think this spring we're going to see a lot of new listings come on, so that's very promising.
In Maple Grove, Corey Bork, CCX News.
The most recent figures show listings up across the Twin Cities compared to the year prior. Locally, listings were up in Plymouth, Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, and Brooklyn Center. The Golden Valley City Council is moving ahead with plans to hire a new city manager. Current city manager Tim Cruikshank announced plans to retire. The city council expects to appoint an interim city manager to temporarily fulfill the city's top executive role. The League of Minnesota Cities helped identify at least 2 people who are interested in the interim job, and the city is also planning to hire a search firm to fill the position permanently. Despite the winter warm-up, those excited to check out the Maple Grove ice castles will have more time to do it this week. Because of the unusually warm winter temperatures, the castles will be open Monday through Friday from 5:30 until 9 in the evening, plus a weekend. There are more days than usual. Experienced Maple Grove's executive director, Greg Anzels, says they want as many people to see the attraction as possible. Castles are still intact for now. The castles opened up just last week, and Anzels says they originally planned to be open for 15 weeks, but now it'll be closer to 5. Anzels recommends seeing the castles sooner rather than later.
It's a unique experience with the slides and the caverns and the ice bar that we have here. It's just a different winter wonderland experience than a lot of people have seen in the past.
If your family has reservations for late February, you can trade your time for one this week free of charge. A Robbinsdale rest stop steeped in transportation history is up for consideration to join a list of America's most significant landmarks. Minnesota's State Historic Preservation Office determined that Graeser Park is eligible for the National Register of Historic Places. A final determination is made by the keeper of the National Register in Washington, D.C. Graeser Park, located off Highway 100 on Lakeland Avenue, is known for its distinctive beehive fireplace built during the Great Depression. MnDOT and a group of community volunteers helped restore the stone beehive and the rest of the park, an effort that took years of work. Making the register would help the park with future preservation funding. We'll have more news and sports in a moment.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
The Park Center and Osseo boys basketball teams have had a great rivalry over the years. They played in the Section 5 4A championship game last season and had their first meeting of the 23-24 season Friday. Chaz Moots has highlights.
With Wayzata losing earlier in the week, Park Center is the new #1 ranked team in Class 4A. Osseo won 6 straight to start January before dropping their last 2. First half fast break for the Orioles. Damari Larkins hangs in the air and gets the roll for 2 of his 15 points. A few minutes later, Cass Chavis is left alone for a 3 from the wing. Chavis paced the Pirates with 22 points on the night. PC led by 10 at the half. Osseo makes a run in the second. Temison Donato uses the rim as protection on the left-hand finish. He gets the lay-in to fall and is fouled in the process. Then Donato drives into traffic and finishes with the Euro step between 3 Pirates that cut the PC lead down to 3 with 8 minutes left to play. Park Center kept feeding it inside. Temi Omoto Yinbo powers his way into the block, bucket, and the foul. Then the Pirates turn defense into offense. Jackson Folks picks Donato's pocket. Chavis picks it up and throws it right back to Folks. PC up by 11, but Osseo didn't go away. Jameson Travis had a game-high 23 points. The Orioles were down by 3 with 2.7 seconds left. They're inbounding it underneath their own basket. Park Center plays an umbrella defense, doesn't allow Osseo to get anything outside. The Pirates are fine with Travis getting a wide-open 2. No timeouts left, so the clock winds down and Park Center escapes with a 66-65 win. In Osseo, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Though they are just over the 500 mark overall, the Benilde St. Margaret's boys basketball team leads the Metro West Conference. The Red Knights faced another top contender Friday. Chaz Moots reports.
Waconia making the trip to BSM. The Wildcats are 3-0 in the Metro West Conference and winners of 11 in a row. Pick up things with 4 minutes left to play. Ron Lee only had 5 points all night, but that 3 broke a 52-52 tie. A couple possessions later, Jaleel Donnelly, good hesitation, then burst down the lane for a left-hand finish. BSM up by 5 now with 2 minutes left on the clock. More from Donnelly. This time the junior goes right hand into the paint, floater with the left. Big time shot. Donnelly had 16. Jalen Wilson also had 16. And Jaden Daisy had 22. Waconia trying to stay in the game. Will Kirsch step back 3, cut into the Red Knight lead, but Benilde St. Margaret stayed cool down the stretch. Not a lot of turnovers and a lot of made free throws from the line. The Red Knights get a big win over Waconia, 70-64. In St. Louis Park, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Wayzata boys hockey team was in one of Minnesota's storied hockey cities for Hockey Day Minnesota Saturday. The Wayzata boys playing outdoors in the sun against Moorhead in Warroad for Hockey Day Minnesota 2024. Moorhead stops the first shot here, but Reese Wallen flips it to Finn D. St. Hubert, and a shot from the point hits the net as the Trojans take a 1-0 lead into the first intermission. Second period, and Carson Clark finds Jake Matson in front for the point-blank goal. It's 2-0 Wayzata. Eli Moldy with a nice move, and he sets up Brooks Gengler, whose changeup floats past goalie Kai Weigel and in for a 3-0 lead for Pat O'Leary's Trojans. They tack on 2 more late in the third. Moldy buries one from the slot as Wayzata beats Moorhead 5-2. The Armstrong and Cooper wrestling teams moved their annual meeting back to a neutral site this year, Robbinsdale Middle School, the old Robbinsdale High School. The legendary old Robbinsdale High School in use as Armstrong and Cooper meet at the Robbinsdale Rumble. It's all Armstrong. Sam Sabisky uses the half Nelson and turns Owen Hawley to his back. Sabisky gets the pin in the 160-pound match after a string of open weights for Cooper. Avery Oseth puts the cradle on from the feet on the edge of the mat and turns it into a pin over Amante Ford just 20 seconds into the 172-pound matchup. Trevor Imbach follows suit at 189 pounds for the Falcons. Every match is a forfeit or pin as Armstrong blows past Cooper 72-0. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.